Alright, so this is my Sylvan Assault Mode deck. Also has the ability to do Quasar, so it's like a Sylvan Quasar Assault Mode deck, whichever way you want to look at it. The main idea was a Sylvan version of Assault Mode, but since I can run Soul Charge, Slow Fire, Dandy, Spore, that type of stuff. That's the plant engine. I'm able to make Quasar, so like, no point in holding back, might as well put everything together. So I got the power of Assault Mode in this deck, I got the power of Soul Charge, and I got the power of Quasar. So these are three powerful cards that you have access to in this deck. Alright, so obviously three Assault Modes. Sylvan Peacekeeper, when he's normal or special, you excavate the top card of your deck. If it's a plant, send it to the graveyard. You want your monsters in the grave for Soul Charge, right? If it's not, put it in the bottom of your deck, which is great. You don't want none of your spells and traps going to the graveyard anyway. And putting them on the bottom of your deck for later. And I play Beto, so I shuffle my deck anyway. So putting spells and traps on the bottom of the deck, not a problem. Beto will shuffle my deck and I'll access those cards later. It also has an excavating effect. When he's excavated, you can special summon a level 4 lower plant type from your graveyard onto the field. Obviously, as you can see, I have only level 4 lower plant types other than Assault Mode himself. I typically obviously use Peacekeeper's effect for Lone Fire, Blossom. So I can use Lone Fire to thin out the deck to get more plants out of my deck. I could use Lone Fire to bring out Peacekeeper, for example, to get his first effect when he's special, excavate the top card of my deck. Thin out the deck. You want the plants in the graveyard so you can Soul Charge them back onto the field and do what you want to do. Sylvan Flower Knight. I originally had Sage because I like Sage, but he was a dead draw in a lot of duels, and the idea of trying to get Sylvans to go to graveyard just to get his effect, because not every monster in this deck is Sylvan. There's only 9 Sylvans in the deck. The rest are other plants, so they won't activate Sage's effect, so I can't special summon. Plus, he requires 2 tributes to summon, so it makes it a little bit harder to summon him. Plus, it wasn't necessary because when I was testing, I realized since I use copy plant, I tend to copy, so I don't use it as a 1-star tuner. I do copy a plant's level, so that changes things. So it wasn't that necessary because I rather use Flower Knight since he's a 4. Use copy plant with him. Copy plant becomes a 4. You have 4, 4, and 4 makes 8 Stardust. That was the whole idea. The other way, I would require Cosmo Beat, which is a 2-star tuner, Martial Leaf, non-tuner, and then copy plant. Then I will use copy plant to copy Martial Leaf. Right? Then I use Martial Leaf and Cosmo Beat to make a 5-star. Which is Hyper Librarian is the one I go into, and since Copy Plant's a 3 and Librarian is 5, I go into 8. But that right there, there's a lot of special summoning. When it'd be better to, if I have this on the field, normal summon this, copy this, boom boom, or bring both these back, pay 2,000 with Soul Charge, right? Copy, synchro, because in order to use Copy Plant, Martial Leaf, and Cosmo Beat with Soul Charge will cost me 3,000 to bring these 3 back from the graveyard. And then, I gotta go into the whole special summoning thing just to get to Stardust. And if I synchro into Hyper Librarian, they could just Trencher and that just mess up my whole combo. When it would be better to Soul Charge, bring back Flower Knight, Copy Plant, and because of Soul Charge, you're losing 1,000 for each, which is 2,000 right there. They can't respond with Boundless, Trench and stuff like that, because the last thing to happen is you lose 2,000 life points for Soul Charge. So then you can activate Copy Plant's effect, make them a 4, right? Synchro to Stardust, and if they decide to Boundless or Trenchel, then they just use Stardust as effect. The goal is to get to Stardust. And if they play Trenchel, they just fucked up because you're just negated. Not much of a big deal. And then Stardust will come back if you have Assault Mode activate, blah blah blah. Assault Mode, go for spam. So he just works out better. Plus, you normal summon him, excavate the top card of your deck. If it's a plant, send it to the graveyard. If not, bottom of the deck, of course. If he's excavated, you could take a Sylvan card from your deck and place it on top of your deck. So that's great, you know, so you can guarantee what you have on top of your deck. Especially you excavate him, you might want to put Peacekeeper on top of your deck. That way, when you excavate Peacekeeper, you can get a low for a lower plant type monster from your graveyard onto the field. Marshall Leaf, normal summon, excavate 1 or 2, choose which one you want, and you excavate that many. If it's a plant, go to graveyard. If not, bottom deck, obviously. If this card is excavated from the deck and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 monster on the field and destroy that target. So this is your monster destruction card. Plus it excavates 2, so that's always good. Trying to get through the deck pretty fast. Plus since he's 3, he obviously helps when you have a 2-star tuner like Cosmo Beat. You can go into Catastor if you need Catastor or Hyper Librarian. Copy Plants, 1-star tuner. You can use it with Peacekeeper to make formula. You can copy any of the 3 stars, and overlay make Zen main if you want. You can obviously copy the 4-star and synchro for 8. I wish I had more space in the extra deck, so I'll put some rank 4s. But I work with what I got with how much space I got. Notorious Cosmo Beat. I do use his effect to special summon when my opponent normals a set to monster. Typically, I prefer them to set when they set a monster, like bang, got a free 2-star tuner on the field, ready to roll. Right? So can't argue with that. Plus, he goes with. Plus, I need him for the Quasar combo. Soul Charge, of course, helps with the Quasar combo because it's the main part of the Quasar combo. But it's also good for bringing back any of your monsters, any of your Sylvans and whatnot, whatever you need to do what you need to do. Bait Doll, NST, Regeki Break, and Red Screen. Staples, you know what to do with them. So I'm going to activate, obviously, just summon Stardust Assault Mode. 2 Lone Fires. Helps you thin out the deck, obviously, and it's part of the Quasar combo. You use Lone Fire to get your Lone Fire, then use Lone Fire to get your Dandelion. Right? Then use Soul Charge. Bring back both Lone Fire. Use 1 to tribute himself to bring out Cosmo Beat. Then use the second Lone Fire to tribute Dandelion. Right, to bring out Spore. And then your field should have Dandelion. Not Dandelion, it should have 2 tokens, obviously, right? You should have 2 tokens, Spore, 1 Lone Fire, and 1 Cosmo Beat. Let's say these 2 cards right here are tokens. Alright, so then you synchro Lone Fire, since we're using this effect, Lone Fire with Cosmo Beat. Right, boom, boom. You make Hyper Librarian. Then you use one of your tokens. Let's say that's a token right there. Boom. Use a token with Spore to make your formula. Boom, you get your formula. You'll draw for Hyper and Formula's effect. Draw 2 cards, right? So you still have a token on the field. Spore's not on the field no more. He's in the grave. So then use Spore's effect, banishing Dandelion, right? You banish Dandelion, because you want to keep the Lone Fires for later. Banish Dandelion to bring back Spore. Alright, bring back Spore. You still have that token right there, so you use that token and Spore to make a Catastor, right? So now you got all you need to make Quasar. So then you synchro up into your Quasar, right? And that's how you make your Quasar. You can play the combos differently if you just want to go use the Soul Charge and Low Fire and create Stardust, so you can start as assault mode. You know, to each their own, whatever you want to do. But also, you know, someone is good, but you know what I mean, if you could go for, if you're gonna use Soul Charge and Low Fire, might as well go for Quasar. You know what I mean? Might as well go for Quasar, because he's 1,000 stronger than assault mode. He'll stay on the field after he uses his effect. If he does get defeated, you have Shooting Star Dragon to take his place. You know, which is just as good. He's a 3,300, stronger than assault mode himself. So you got a lot of good options in here. Dandelion, Spore, you obviously you know what to do with them. Slacker for defense, Zen Main for defense, plus it helps you get rid of back row or anything you need to get rid of. Big Eye should not be in the extra deck. I forgot I took out Sage, so Big Eye won't work. I don't have a 7-star plant. It's a copy plant to make Big Eye. I only got Black Rose, so Black Rose. So I'll take out Big Eye. I should have noticed that I didn't need it. Well, then obviously, since I have the ability to go into rank 4, 101, since I needed the Big Eye effect. And there you go, that solves that problem. So there's a rank 4, yay. Obviously, because I took out the levels, the level 7, put in a 4, so it only makes sense that I changed to a rank 4. Anyway, 101, because he's the rank 4 version of Big Eye, pretty much, right? Formula, draw a card, obviously. Plus, he goes with a Quasar combo. Catastrophe, in case you're going up against a non-dark deck. He's useful, plus he's 5-star for the Quasar. Hyper Library, so you can draw, plus he's 5-star for the Quasar. Black Rose, in case you need Black Rose the field. Scrap Dragon, helps you pop whatever you need to pop. Plus he's 28. Causal Fighter, in case you're going up against a warrior deck, or for defense, or anything you need. He's just great beast stick. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, because he has an awesome effect, and he's 3,000. Shooting Star Dragon, because you can summon him with Shooting Quasar Dragon. You could potentially do it at make him with Soul Charge and some other tricks, but it's better just to go Quasar, and then Quasar, if Quasar gets defeated, Shooting Star Dragon. But usually Quasar doesn't get defeated that easily, usually. Of course, Quasar, because he's boss, and 3-star, this is for your assault mode. And that is the end of the deck profile.